Hey guys, I'm here with Dolly today, who just finished up her stay with us. Now, Dolly's family really wanted Dolly to be the perfect companion dog that they could take just about anywhere with them. So what we worked on quite a bit with Dolly during her stay is just her being able to focus even around random distractions. Now, in a dog training facility, you never know what you're gonna run into. So we thought we'd really put Dolly here to the test, huh? Dolly. Good job, Dolly. Now you can see Dolly's getting to the point where you can take her just about anywhere. She's ready for those surprise scenarios. Dolly, you're not going in here with me though. Dolly, place. All right. Are you ready to go to work, Dolly? Free. Dolly, heel. Let's go. Well, hey, Pat. Dolly, heel. Sit. Good. Kennel. There you go. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. We really like sharing our journey here with Dolly. We've had a really good time with her during her stay with us.
All right, so that last clip was all about kind of Dolly at the end of her stay, and here's where we usually like to go into just the general stuff of how we got Dolly to where we got her to during the board and train. So Dolly was with us for 3 weeks, and during our 3-week stays, we really like to make sure we can at least get the dog out every once in a while to different places like stores, restaurants, patios, whatever it is, just for some social outings. So in this video, you see we took her to the Home Depot. We find that this is a really good place to take giant dogs because there's a little bit wider of aisles, and there's quite a few different people and different noises and things like that she's going to be able to experience. So we can really test to see how the training is applying to like real world situations. So here you can see as we're first entering the building, she did get a little checked out. She started to sniff things. She got a little overexcited, but Anna was able to manage that with just a quick little correction, and she was on her way. So that's what's really important to us, especially with giant dogs like Dolly, is making sure that they're easily manageable. It's common for dogs, just any dog in general, to make some kind of mistake here and there. And what's important is that you have a communication system in place that you can then handle that distraction or that mistake that the dog made and be able to get through it smoothly without having to have a big argument or some kind of overreaction from you or your dog. And you can just keep moving on about your day. So that's what you can see here with Dolly. Every once in a while, she might pull away to sniff something or kind of get distracted here and there. But as you see, the corrections are very light and minuscule. It's just enough to kind of check her back in and keep her going through the store. So with Dolly, one of the big things we really wanted to focus on was leash pulling. That's something her owners really requested. Obviously, she's huge. The owners live with quite a few. They have a few kids themselves, and just no one wants to handle a 120, 140 pound dog dragging them down the road. So here's just a good example of practicing that in tight quarters, where she's having to do tight turns, go down aisles and hallways with people, different distractions, lots of different smells, all that kind of stuff, and seeing how well she can maintain composure while doing all these different things. So far you can see Dolly's doing great. One of the big things of going to a store like this is there's going to be a lot of like really loud noises abruptly, or uneven textures, or whatever it is that we're going to constantly experience. So it's a good way to kind of proof the training and see where she still struggles and what kind of things the owners should be prepared for when going home. So here you can see, just walked past a couple people. She gets slightly interested and just wants to like sniff them out, but then just lightly with those couple little corrections Anna did, she's able to swing right back into the process of things and keep heeling right on past. So that's what was really important to us, is that she's not going to see people and try to drag you down, try to go crazy and get her way. She's going to be easily compliant with just jumping back into behavior and keeping coming along, moving along through the store or on your walk or wherever you're going with her. That was really important for us and for the owners, just making sure that since she is such a big dog, that she's easily manageable, especially as their little kids are starting to get older. That way the kids can start to take care of her as well whenever they're at work or doing different things or throughout the summer. That way she's easily manageable and able to be taken care of by the kids as well. So that's a lot of what we put effort into here. So in this next clip, what you're going to see is part of Dolly's actual go-home lesson. So this was whenever her owners first came to pick her up after her 3-week stay. We ourselves don't have kids to be running around and practice around all the time. Luckily, in this next footage, you'll kind of see how we dealt with that. But this is just where we could see how well she did around the kids and help transfer all those skills and behaviors we taught her during the board and train to the actual practical scenario. So here we have the kids running at distance just to see how excited, aroused, motivated she is going to be by them. And then here in a minute, we'll actually have the kids run by and kind of taunt her to see if we can get her to come off of place. The way we use place is that your job is just not to bark and not to step off of place. So as long as she's up there, she's technically correct. So this is something that the owners can utilize whenever the kids are out back running through the yard going crazy and maybe Dolly gets hyped up or overstimulated. It's a way that they can kind of put her on what we call a positive timeout to go recoup her emotions, kind of settle back down to reality, and then she can go back out and join the party and play with them as well, as long as she's following all their appropriate rules. So from there, we kind of bridge into some other just general photos and training footage from her stay. This here is whenever Dolly has the zoomies. So one thing we always like to do is whenever dogs get zoomies, it's a good opportunity to practice their skills and make sure that she can respond even under high excitement. Because a lot of times people say, my dog listens great unless, and this is one of those unlesses that we like to practice through. So there you see she was going crazy, running around. Anna was able to do a very quick recall and get her to come right on back. And then here's just another same exact thing going on, right? She got the zoomies again, started running around, and we're here antagonizing, playing with her, all those kind of things to get her as excited as possible to then make sure that we have the composure we need whenever we ask for the obedience skills like recall, going to place, whatever it is. Dolly's super big and super fun to play with, so it's always fun to kind of practice these things and see dogs like this kind of go crazy and let loose, because sometimes with their size, they don't always have that capability. You need a lot of space or a big open area, right? And then here, sorry for the flashy footage, it's one of our lights out back was going out at this point in time until we got it fixed. But here what we have is we actually have a daycare. So this is how we practice with the kid neutrality work and all that kind of stuff. Here we have a daycare gymnastic kind of thing for kids that's right behind our facility. So it works out great for dogs that need work around kids and kind of yelling and screaming and lots of cars and traffic coming and going. This clip was originally 10 or 20 minutes long. I can't even remember how long it was. And this was back in the early stages of Dolly's training when we first taught her place, and then we're just teaching her how to generalize the skill of placing around this different environment, all these different things that are going to be stimulating for her. So you'll see a lot of cars coming and going. You'll see a lot of kids coming and going as well. You might be able to hear them yelling and screaming. I'm not sure how loud the footage comes through here, but there's always quite a bit going on here whenever kids are going to daycare, gymnastics, all that kind of stuff. They're always very excited. So it's a really good way for us to be able to practice through some of these things that she really struggled with at home with her kids and her people in the house. Just showing her how she can remain calm, ideally be in a down position like you see Anna keep guiding her to here. It's okay to stand up and get excited and all those kind of things, especially if you're not breaking place. But ideally you'd be in a sit or a down, showing that you have clear composure and you're not getting too overexcited. And here you can see Dolly is doing great. Obviously we're helping her through because she's still in the training phases at this point, but you saw what it translated to whenever her kids came to the go home lesson. So lastly, we just have some quick footage and photos just showing all the dogs and different places we went with Dolly. She was a lot of fun to work with, especially to give a bath. You'll see that one here in a second. Lots of hair and lots of shampoo used for sure. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.